we're
Yeah.
sitting in our garage in San Diego and we've got these refrigerators full of smoothies and we're crying. And then we're like, what do we do?
So we start going through this list of like, all right, adaptogens. We know that they help the body. They know that they're the body's great equalizer as well, right? And they can bring you into homeostasis. But outside of that, what can they do? And so Amanda started listing these things. Well, they're great for like heart health and liver health, and they can give you energy and they help with immunity. And it was that immunity right there that really made us stop in our tracks. And we decided that night after we had that last store canceled that we are going to start making immunity shots.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drink Up Live podcast this Saturday. For those of you that decide to take your Saturday and join us, we very much appreciate it. Before we get started, just want to call out a few of our sponsors. Always, Jay Williams, thanks for the text messaging last weekend in Arizona at the NASCAR event. I'm out of Freebird, but Jay, thanks for your sponsorship of us as always. And then Adam, thank you with Alias Advising. We should probably put a logo up of Alias Advising here at some point.
Right.
I can never pronounce it right. And then Alicia Vargo, thanks for the sponsorship of Bev Assets. And then why don't you call out Ryan, our friend there?
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan Hallinan and On the Rocks Advisors. I was on the phone with Ryan for 2.5 hours yesterday.
Well, there you go. So he sounds like he's start sponsoring us on his podcast would be a good thing. But welcome, Amanda and Sebastian. We must be related because my mom's maiden name is Smith. I didn't tell you that, but welcome to the podcast. We really very much appreciate y'all coming on. It's been a while. I know I started talking to Samantha, man, I think it's been about 6 months ago, and we finally made this happen. So I'm excited to have you both on. So welcome.
No, we're very happy to be here. Thank you, Uncle Sam.
I get that. And with the name Sam, I get a lot. So we just want to get into today. Why would you ever want to come on with a podcast with Adam Smith and I called Drink Up? Maybe tell us that and then a little bit about yourself, and then we can get into it today.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest, as we are building our company, one of the things that we found to be the most difficult really in the very beginning is getting our name out there. I think for any young brand who is just starting out, the name of the game is like, get people to know who you are. And so this represented a great opportunity to obviously meet the both of you and get our name and our mission out in front of your audience.
That's great. That's great. And then, so Wisconsin roots.
Kind of Wisconsin roots. So we have a lot of family up there, but we're living in New York City when we first really came up with this whole idea around like food being medicine and food sovereignty, right? So why should you only be able to afford good, healthy, amazing foods that are great for the body if you are a multimillionaire, right?
Yeah.
So, and this was really the start of our mission, but it wasn't really the start of the beverage company.
Got it.
And so, yeah. And so
I'm rummaging through the box as you're talking, by the way. I'm thinking, okay, this is good for you. I'm going to get into my box this afternoon and start making all kinds of stuff today.
Yeah. So our story really started when we moved to Nashville. So we got pregnant with our third, and Amanda had said, we really don't want to raise 3 kids in New York City. And I was thinking, this is great. I mean, this is such an opportunity to move someplace sexy. Like, let's go to Paris or let's go to, And she's like, no, I got a better idea. Let's go to Nashville. And I was like, really? Like Nashville? That ended up being one of the best things to ever happen for us. So we went to Nashville, and my career as a photographer and director exploded. I ended up shooting a lot of celebrities down there and getting a lot of work traveling. So, but I think the traveling part really is where our story actually starts.
Yeah. So we kind of did the opposite of what we had in New York City, and we bought a 15-acre farm.
Jesus.
And
In
we
Nashville?
were like, let's
In
raise
Nashville?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we were like, let's just raise our kids on a farm and they can learn where their food comes from and all this stuff. And so we had a dozen sheep and 60 chickens or 90 chickens or something like that, and ducks and geese and all this land and growing all kinds of stuff. And it was great. I loved it. But then, like he said, his career took off and he really started, he was traveling 250 days a year.
Good Lord.
So I was forced to, I had 3 young kids, all this farm to take care of and responsibility. And what began to happen was that I obviously started to back burner myself, my health. It was kind of survival mode. And I started to develop a lot of uncomfortable physical symptoms. Like I wasn't sleeping. I was, had anxiety. I was very stressed constantly and just felt generally horrible. I was living off of like, I think I was drinking at one point like 5 cups of coffee a day just to sustain.
Wow.
And I knew that that had to change. Like I was slowly just
Well, I'm
fading
looking at
away.
all these like the adaptogens that I'm just looking at all these. So I'm going to have to get into this. You can't sleep. You're drinking coffee. Your husband's left you for 250 days a year. So you're a
Yeah.
saint, by the way. My wife needs to talk to you because I was the same way back in the day. I would get on the
Yeah.
road on Monday and come back on Thursday. And like, what happened? She goes, a lot.
Yeah. It's actually, it's a really common story.
Yeah.
And a lot of women do find it very relatable. So, what I did was a lot of research and found adaptogens, which you just brought up, Sam. And adaptogens saved my life.
Yeah,
Wow.
so much so that I had come back from one of my trips and saw Amanda as I walked through the door, and I was like, "Wow, I mean, this is not the person I left."
Yeah.
Right? She looked confident, she was glowing, seemed very happy, very healthy, and I was like, "What happened when I was gone?"
Wow, that's
And
amazing. So, I mean, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know you probably have more now, but which one basically changed you, or all of them, or a combination of?
Well, actually, I started by putting all the adaptogens in my smoothies, my daily smoothies.
Starting to do smoothies with us.
Well, Sam, the story started with we actually launched with smoothies, not shots.
Okay.
That's a road.
So, yeah, it was a pivot. But what had happened was we started with our smoothies. They were great. We went up to San Diego to launch them and it went amazing. Every store said yes. They were like, you guys have the next big thing. This is amazing. Let's get it in the stores and set up demos and all of this, right? Adam, you know the story of how that goes. And then we were getting ready to start all our demos and COVID lockdown.
Oh,
So we were not allowed in the stores. Um, and all the stores that had placed orders canceled them because they were like, you know what? We're not going to take any new products right now. We can't focus on that. We
Mhm.
need to stock
Mhm.
toilet paper. And
rice, beans, flour, all the above,
Eggs.
right?
so we're
Yeah.
sitting in our garage in San Diego and we've got these refrigerators full of smoothies and we're crying. And then we're like, what do we do? Like,
Yeah. So we start going through this list of like, all right, adaptogens. We know that they help the body. They know that they're the body's great equalizer as well, right? And they can bring you into homeostasis. But outside of that, what can they do? And so Amanda started listing these things. Well, they're great for like heart health and liver health, and they can give you energy and they help with immunity. And it was that immunity right there that really made us stop in our tracks. And we decided that night after we had that last store cancel that we are going to start making immunity shots. And
did you have to
so we
destroy all your product in your garage? I'm just curious.
say again, please.
All the smoothies in the garage, did you have to just destroy all that?
yeah,
We drank so
we
much.
drank as much as we could. And then we cried while we dumped the rest.
Oh my gosh. I bet your neighbors
Smoothies
loved
don't
you
have
though.
a super long shelf life.
Yeah, they were HPP'd, so there was like a 3-month shelf life on them. And in that 3 months, I don't know, when we have like 5, 6 smoothies a day.
Yeah, it's like breakfast.
Oh my God.
It probably really helped us mitigate the stress of having
Right.
to dump all
Your
of
your
them.
vitamin C or whatever it was just through the roof, right? Many
Oh man,
thousands of
Yeah.
times.
we were so happy, but sad.
You can make the argument. I've met with brands that basically was supposed to help with nitric oxide, with and help you fight COVID. You got to come up
Right.
with like a COVID message. Hey, drink our smoothies. It's going to help you prevent COVID. Actually, immunity does, by the way. So if you help your immune system, anyway, too late.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is with the stores, though, is they knew that the education piece behind adaptogens was just massive. We were one of the very first adopters of adaptogens in a beverage. I think the only one before us was
Rebel, I think.
Rebel or Remedy, one of those. And so, I mean, we were literally like pioneering a market or I'm sorry, a category that was so brand new that nobody knew what they were. So if you think about it, like, let's say kombucha, right? So 10 years ago, nobody knew what a kombucha was, right? You couldn't find them anywhere except for like Jimbo's or, these specialty stores, right?
Now you can get them at the gas station.
Yeah. Now you get them at gas stations.
Yeah,
So
GT's
adaptogens,
basically did that, right?
yeah. So adaptogens is going through that same thing right now where, I mean, they've been around for 5,000 years, but they're just now starting to, find their time in the sunshine, where people are starting to say, what are these things? Like I've heard this, tell me more about it. People are very interested in it. And so this puts us in a great position to be able to now sort of educate about the adaptogens, but also with the shots that we rolled out, there was already category definers in there that paved the way for us. So like we have a part of our line is an immunity line, right? So we have immunity shot. Everyone knew what an immunity shot was, right? So there was no education behind that. The only thing we had to do is then sort of follow up with like, oh, but this is what makes us different. So we're using these and this is how it works on the body, right? We also have an energy category as well, which I'll say, I think that we have the healthiest energy drink on the market right now. And I like to say that I believe our energy drinks, when you drink them, you're healthier after you've drank them than before. And I don't think there's any other energy shot on the market or energy drink on the market that you can say that.
Can we step back a little bit? So when I first started talking to Samantha and Amanda, I believe I have 6 adaptogens, and then I have this is what you sent me, but you have much more than that now.
We have one additional shot in that category. We wanted to have 4 energy shots. And then we have 2 new powders that are rolling out right now. And Amanda can tell you about the powders.
They haven't actually launched yet. They're getting ready to launch.
Yeah, you stopped for a minute. Are you back on now? Are you recording? Can you see it? Is it saying uploading on your top right of your screen? Okay, good. That's happened before too, Amanda and Sebastian. We've runs live fine, but to go back, I did a whole podcast and I was like invisible.
Oh my God.
When I went back to do it, not during the live broadcast, because we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Substack. So the world is seeing you right now, just to let you know.
So you're like the John Cena of podcast, man. Love it.
I mean, you're the one that's the producer, director, and stuff like that. But no, not quite. We got about 5 followers, so we're doing really good.
Go ahead.
The brand name is Balaveda. Balaveda is Sanskrit and it means the wisdom of vitality. And adaptogens help you feel that vitality. Adaptogens are herbs of longevity and they're in every single one of our products. And so, that's why we named it that.
Yeah. So, we've been running on this saying that everything costs twice as much and takes twice as long, right? So when we started when we started the smoothies, I think it took us maybe 1.5 years really to get everything just perfect. I mean, we were extremely particular. And then when we launched
Right. We started working on those in 2018. So.
Yeah. And so when we transitioned to the shots, we thought, oh man, we got this. Now we know what we're doing, but
still takes time. Getting something from the kitchen to the shelf is usually around 2 years.
And so, but we ended up knocking it out within, I think, 9 to 10 months on that. We really, as soon as we decided we were going to do that, we jumped right in the kitchen. We started working on it. Amanda she formulates all of our stuff. And so, we had just 2 conditions. One is the efficacy had to be there. I mean, it has to do what we say it's going to do. Otherwise, looks like, a woo-woo or, looks like, we're trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes. And two, it has to taste great. So, and that was mine. Because so many times I think like healthy, a lot of people assume healthy isn't going to taste great. It's just half the time. I mean, I drink stuff, take stuff all the time that I'm like, this is awful, but it's good for you, right? So you're like, I'll just suck it up, right? And so those were really our two conditions. Oh, and well, actually there's three, and then we had to go in glass. We are by nature, like we are like a family that like surfs. We love the beach. We love beach culture, and we really don't like garbage in our waters. And so,
the plastics are getting in people's brains, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's that too. Endocrine disruptors. We knew that we wanted to go in glass. So I think that we've created a high-end boutique product that's disguised as affordable, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was,
Well, we knew we couldn't continue to HPP because that's not a process you can do in glass,
HPP.
high pressure processing. And so it breaks glass because the pressure is so high, you can only do it in plastic. And so we knew we needed to pivot away from that because we had our hearts set on glass. I had my heart set on glass. So from a formulation standpoint, when you're formulating, Adam, you have to back into so many things. I have a list of about 20 to 30 things that I have to work backwards towards, whether it's, pH, sustainability, shelf stability, color, flavor, efficacy. I mean, the list goes on. So there's a lot of things that are factored in that no one would ever know that picked this up on the shelf, what actually went into that.
oh, I'm sorry. So to finish out answering your question is, yeah, so they're shelf stable up to 15 months. We have not we've done a validation study up to 15 months. And so we feel very comfortable with that. Realistically, we probably could go 2 years on that. But, then that starts to affect things like taste, color, and so forth. And so, but we move product fast enough that 14 months is more than enough for us.
Not going to happen.
I'm working on the brand that we have a 24-month plan, by the way. 24 months. We've started now, and he's bringing it in from Beirut, Lebanon, believe it or not. But anyway, 24 months.
Yeah.
So you can tell Adam's like he's geeking out right now.
I love it. Wow.
Yeah, I think Coke just put the price out there just now, I think. What's your D2C price? What's the D2C price? Is that your question? Sorry, interrupted.
We're not greedy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's it, man.
I mean, we really want this in people's hands.
Okay, so I will tell you, from the very, very beginning, and we had this conversation, is the money isn't important to
No.
us. It really isn't, man. Like if we never made a penny from this, we would be okay with that. The most important thing is like, let's get like healthy products into people's hands. So in reality,
Or
like,
disrupt the market. You know what I mean? Like creating these energy shots that are super healthy, organic, in glass, adaptogenic. I mean, there's nothing really out there like that. And so we really wanted to give people a choice. Like when you walk into a gas station or 7-Eleven or something like that, you don't really have a choice. It's like, do you want garbage or do you want garbage? Or it's
No,
like,
I love it. I have to introduce you to Tina, who owns Tina's Organic Vodka, Amanda and Sebastian, because
yeah,
she's
I'd
on a
love that.
mission about, and forgive me for not knowing the term she talked about, I'll email it to you, but she's on a mission to actually have truth in labeling and have really good ingredients and what's being sold to consumers, because she's saying people are getting poisoned.
That's right.
yeah, I mean, we want to be the gold standard of what energy drinks are measured against. And so with the powder, since you brought that up first, the thing is, yeah, I mean, we use really high-end ingredients, and it's not cheap, but we choose really as a company to take a hit on our margin so we can get like a good, healthy product out there. Yeah, I mean, we could charge $60 for that, but like, I don't feel like
We like to sleep at night.
Yeah, I really wouldn't feel good about that. And this comes back to our food sovereignty,
Yeah.
mission where let's get healthy products into people's hands and,
Make it affordable.
make it affordable,
I'm going to find,
you
before
know?
we get off the podcast today, I'm going to find that term. But I was looking, so I'm literally going to make so I do teas in the morning. So I'll probably add this to my tea. I saw you can do that. But this has 6 adaptogens in it,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Reishi supports body system, cellular support. I'm going to butcher this. Amalaki, high
Amalaki, very good.
high oxidants, strengthens immune system, gently removing toxins and vitamin C. What's the Here, why don't you take us through this?
Astragalus,
Okay. And what does that do?
ashwagandha. So astragalus is like, it helps boost white blood cells in your body. So it's immune defense.
You hearing that? Yeah. I need ashwagandha for stress.
Yeah, ashwagandha is amazing for stress. And it's kind of like the adaptogen when you think of like when you're tired but wired. Like you're exhausted but you can't sleep because you can't shut your mind down, which in today's world kind of feels like everybody. Ashwagandha is a really good
So,
use for that.
Alicia, you need to listen. She'll say, "Yep, I had my 3 a.m. And I'll get up about 5 a.m. and I'll see about 30 emails from her. I'm like, oh man, you did have some ideas. So that'll slow your mind down then. That'll stop you to just,
It just calms your nervous system, and that was a big one for me when Seb was working so much and traveling so much, is that's where I was at.
okay.
And so it really just calms your nervous system to the point where the stresses don't go away, but you can handle them.
And then licorice.
Yeah, licorice is like a great synergizer. So it brings them all together. Adaptogens really work great together. The more you have, the better they work. And the longer you use them, the more they increase their efficacy. So, yeah, licorice is just a really great, like, pulls it all together.
Yeah. But I will say for those people that don't like licorice, you don't taste it in the
Oh, yeah.
No.
Doesn't taste like licorice.
Yeah. And I've been
No.
talking to my friend David over at Golden Eagle Partners and Skunk Works. He talks about cordyceps. That's like a thing now, right? That's like,
Yeah.
there's many, there's like a lot, there's more, there's a lot of different ones, or how does that work? What are cordyceps?
Cordyceps are mushrooms.
Okay.
There's a couple mushrooms that are adaptogens.
Okay.
So adaptogens, there's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of proven adaptogens. I think a lot of people claim that, oh, turmeric's an adaptogen. Well, not technically. It's not on the list. It hasn't made the list quite yet.
Okay.
So to be an adaptogen, basically you have to meet 3 criteria, and that's you have to have a non-specific response in the body, meaning like you're good for everything.
Okay.
Not just this one thing. You're good for everything. 2, it has to have like a harmonizing effect, a normalizing effect. So if you are, let's say, if you have anxiety, it brings you down. If you have depression, it brings you up. It normalizes, it creates homeostasis, basically. And 3, it has to be non-toxic. So you can consume as much of it as you want and you're not going to kill yourself or end up in the hospital.
So I can have this whole thing today and I'm okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Your poop's going to look funny, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, we definitely have customers that drink 2-3 cups of this a day.
Yeah.
So
So the one thing about cordyceps, and this is this is why I love that we use it, is it's great for athletes because cordyceps itself actually boosts your VO2 max by 13%.
Wow.
And so this is why we use it in our energy shots.
Is there nitric oxide in it? Does it convert to nitric oxide or anything like that? Or
I don't know the sciencey part. I just
Okay.
know the,
it frees up energy is
Yeah.
what it does.
there you go.
Okay.
She knows the sciencey part. There you go.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily like an energy booster, it's like an energy freer. And so that's why runners just love it. Oh God, go.
Oh man, this is really a 2-hour pitch, but
He said elevator, you've
oh,
got
elevator.
90 seconds.
All right, 90 seconds. All right, so first off, take everything that you know about 5-hour energy, let's say, do the complete opposite, right? And that really is your basic definition of why it's different. So first off, we're not using anything in there that is unnatural. We're
Very transparent on our label, and you can read all the ingredients and pronounce them.
Yeah. Everything's organic. We have a health first mission with all of our beverages. We're not using synthetic anything to make it taste better. We're not hiding. And now I'm not slamming 5-hour energy because they have a lot of lawyers, but we're not fighting the FDA to keep our ingredients or formulas from, you know what I mean? Like, like what you see is what you get with us. And, like with some of our drinks, I'll be honest, our Tropic Rush, which is a matcha, pineapple, mint, and cordyceps drink, right? So this is a 90 milligram energy shot, right? Well, it's 90 milligrams of green coffee bean extract. As you could see, it's a little brown, right? So it's not that pretty of a color.
Which one is that one? That's the green one here, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, it's super tasty. And yeah, we could in formulation, use like added colors and things really to brighten it up. And, but like, why do that?
I found the term, by the way, Sebastian, it's called the MAHA movement, Make America Healthy Again. Have you heard about the MAHA movement?
We have.
Are you guys part of the MAHA movement? Do you want to be part of the MAHA movement? Or?
No, we were doing this before Maha.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
I don't know. We just,
And do I have to get a red hat?
No, this is MAHA movement. But yeah, just it's about truth and labeling and what's in it. Like, because I'd love to see that you didn't put that stuff in here.
I think we just kind of naturally fell into, the collective consciousness is moving that way anyway. I
Yeah.
think they want some healthier options. They want transparency. They want to know what's going in their body. They want to know
Right.
why they're feeling like crap. So like, we just by proxy kind of fell into that because that was what we wanted. So
Well, I
Yeah.
want truth and labeling. You look, and I have no idea. I always get into because I was looking at the back of what's in your product, right? And it looks all natural on the back here. There's nothing that would be bad for you in this product, but sometimes they put filler in this stuff. There's no filler in here.
no fillers.
It's Fruit Loops. The Fruit Loops have artificial coloring in it.
Right.
Yeah. So I think besides the Tropic Rush being a little bit more on the brown side, I guess it's brown. Like, I think that we haven't had any issues as far as people, with the coloring of our beverages, right? So, but we also know that like we wanted people to see the juice in there. Okay. That's why another reason why we use glass. We want them to see the product. We want them to, be able to know like that's what they're drinking. Like we're not trying to hide anything. So, but the sort of, to your point with the coloring and things like that, we also understand that that's incredibly important. If you see Fruit Loops on the shelf and it's the one with all the color, and you see the Fruit Loops and it's a picture with all of it looking gray and beigey, you're probably going to gravitate towards the color.
Yeah, people are visual buyers, but that's one of the reasons that like our labels look so bright and vibrant and interesting and exciting colors.
You just named this. What each one of these has a name? Because I'm seeing lemon. Yeah.
They do have names.
Yeah. So that one's called Radical Beauty, and that's our collagen shot that you're holding.
All right.
It's watermelon.
Okay, there you go.
Watermelon
There's the name right
goji.
there. Radical Beauty. There you go. Okay.
Right.
Adam, did you get any to try? We'll send you some.
Yeah, we got you.
Or he's driving down. We live in the same Minneapolis area, so he'll probably just drive down here.
Oh, there you go. Right. So we have two different levels. We have a 90 milligram green coffee bean extract. And so that is roughly about a cup of coffee, right? Worth of caffeine. And then we have a 180 milligram.
Which is our 2X.
Yeah, which is our 2X. And so I think that you'll find, though, when you drink these, is the way they're formulated, and because the way the adaptogens work, like you get long sustainable energy, no crash and no jitters. And so if you want a better explanation, the coffee bean extract gives you your kick, right? Then we use L-theanine in there, which works with the caffeine, right? So that gives you really good focus. So
And calm energy. It's not
yeah,
like spastic.
yeah, exactly. And so, and this is where the adaptogens come into play, because as we said before, adaptogens meet you where you are, right? And so because you have this spike of energy, because you have this focus, the adaptogens come up and work with those in order to actually give you longevity in both of those areas. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, our whole point in formulating the way that we did is that we want these to work with the body, not hijack it. We're not trying to hijack your energy. We want your body to create more energy on its own. We want it to feel supernatural.
When you say a shot, so like I just opened it up, like what's a shot? Like a half ounce, or what is
2 ounce shot.
2 ounce shot?
So you'll drink the whole thing. Now
So
you're about to drink the elderberry. Did you shake it?
okay, so I can do this right now. Okay, we're gonna do this live. Okay, so shake it.
No, you're drinking the elderberry coconut. So,
That's an immunity shot.
it's immunity sauce. So true to elderberry, it's going to be a little bit tart on the front, and then you're going to get
So I can do this like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
It's good. I
Yeah.
like it.
Thank you. I know we didn't even talk about prices.
Correct.
Yeah,
There's 22 servings. Yeah.
So do you how many these do you do? How many scoops do you do?
Just one scoop.
One scoop. Aren't you impressed? I was ready for show and tell today.
Right. Do you want me to take this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, KE is one of it's one of the
Bigger
biggest, yeah,
distributors.
it's one of the biggest distributors in the United States, right? So they have roughly 33,000 doors in there underneath them, right? And so they every year they have a golden ticket program where they take the most innovative products that they feel have the best ability to scale for the next year. And we submitted to that along with hundreds of other products, and we got selected in 3 different categories.
This is
For
like going to Willy
innovation.
Wonka's chocolate factory.
Totally. I mean, in the lead up to it, we were singing the song around the house and everything, like we knew we were going to get it, in our heads. We like meditated, manifested, just talked it into positivity, and it happened. So now what's unique about this is they help really scale you. So it's a great opportunity if you have the ability to scale. It's a great opportunity to get in front of a ton of new buyers into a bunch of new stores. They open up 5 distribution centers for you across the United States. So you have 2 years to open up the 5. You can select which ones. You can really plan all your marketing efforts around each one as you open up. It's a unique opportunity to become a household name with a partner that really cares about growing you in a smart way. So now what does that do for us as a brand? Well, that takes us from where we are now in California with about 250 stores to more of the national stage, where we're thinking probably in the next 2 years, we should be in potentially 8,000 stores. Because of this, obviously it takes a lot of planning to get there. But, we have this idea that if we go slow, grow organically, and do it in a smart way, we can become a household brand within the next 2 years.
The tortoise in the hare. You're the tortoise. Yeah. Congratulations. So many people want to go a mile wide, an inch deep, and they run out of business 2 years later, or out of cash, because cash burn's real. So I think if you do it smart, that's good, because it's not like the account's waiting for you to arrive, right? Once you get in one account, you got to work that account. How do you get people to pull you off the shelf? What do you do for your pool? You got your push, but what are you doing for your pool?
Yeah. So first off, we are doing demos, right? So we're not afraid to do demos at all. We're not afraid to pay the extra money to get on the end caps. If I go into a store and I see that we're not in the right place, I'll grab our product and I'll just put it in the right place. I'll ask for forgiveness later. I'm not afraid to talk to the store manager and be like, hey, this really would do better here, right next to these other shots at the cash register. I know that you charge extra for the cash register. Will you just try it for a week? Just put us there. Let's see what it does, and you'll appreciate the
I
velocity.
love where you're going with this story because so many brands get distribution, they disappear. I got the golden ticket. I'm in distribution. You're going to arrive on that shelf. And when's the last time you went into a grocery store and looked at what's on that shelf? How do you separate yourself? It's exactly what you just said. You went to that retailer or that account and said, hey, let's move it over by the register. Hey, you invested in a display. And then you're doing samplings to get it into the people's, bodies so they can experience it, right? Because if you don't do that, it's just going to sit. So congratulations on that.
Yeah. So listen, our return customer rate on our website is 89%. So liquid to lips, we sell all day long.
So you convert 89% of people that try you?
I mean, they come back.
Yeah,
Wow.
they come back. Yeah. I think because so here's the thing. So we have military pilots that have used our drinks before flying. And we've heard from them that said, we have never, ever been more focused.
Felt sharper.
Felt sharper is actually what he said. We've never felt sharper than when we had, because, those pilots will drink an energy drink before they fly. And so it's things like that. It's people, it's physicians that are using it, physicians that are proving it for we have 79-year-old people that are drinking these for energy during the day. And their doctor's like, yeah, I approve everything in this.
Yeah.
We have, everything from we've had sports professionals use them that say that, they love them. We've had, moms, just all over from every, I'll say from every demographic you can imagine, which also you can imagine makes it very difficult for us to really focus in on a particular demographic when doing the marketing.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, but that's where the world's shifting. Everybody got really big into THC and hemp, and we represent many of those brands. But functional is where everything's going.
Yeah.
And everything you're talking about, adaptogens, cordyceps, all that stuff is where people were going. And they
organic, clean.
Yeah.
That's what people want.
That's
sustainable.
Yeah, that's exactly. So you're sitting in a really good spot for your brand. Plus you got the golden ticket and the Willie Wonka song's going off in my head right now as well. So, which is brilliant. I wanted to, so with a little bit of time left, can I ask a question, Adam, today? All right. Thank you, man. So we ask everybody that comes on our podcast a very important question, and I'll ask it now. Is Sebastian and Amanda, what is the difference between success and failure?
And that is a great question. I will tell you. Okay. So
I'll tell you, I don't actually, you want to go?
Yeah. Well, we may have the same answer.
Oh.
So, I'll tell mine, then you tell yours.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't really think that there's a failure moment for us, in terms of, at least for me, everything I've ever done, and whether it's the photography or the filmmaking or the beverage company, every time I had, let's say, what somebody on the outside would consider a failure, I always just try to learn from it.
That's so interesting, because I was going to say there's no such thing as failure. There's success and there's learning, which are both successes. So
yeah,
we did say the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if you look at things like failure as, whatever the Webster's dictionary version of what failure might be, then, you're doomed to keep repeating that, but if you look at, everything as being, success or something you can learn from, man, I mean, I think that you learn and you go on and you don't repeat those mistakes. So I don't know.
Love it. What keeps you going?
Passion. So in love with what we're doing right now. I love the product. I love that I get to work with my wife and
Mission.
Yeah, I love the mission. Yeah. I mean, I think for the first time in my life, I am happier than I've ever been. Yeah.
That's
How about you?
awesome.
Yeah, I would agree with all those things.
And remind me, what is your mission?
Go for it.
No, you go for it.
All right. So our mission is to get the healthiest beverages we can into people's hands so they can truly feel a difference in their world.
Yeah, we want people to feel supernatural and not superficial.
Yeah, that's going to be a clip that I'll send to you this afternoon, by the way, that you can play over and over again. And how do people find you?
They can find us online at balaveda.com, or they can find us in grocery stores in the, sorry, we have kids running around right now. They can find us in grocery stores in California's, Oliver's, Molly Stone's,
Amazon,
Amazon. Yeah.
it's a whole other.
I think maybe the only thing I would want to say is like the next time you feel like going and getting a Red Bull or a Monster or a 5 Hour Energy or a Stacker, like give us a try. I think you're going to be very surprised how amazing you feel after you've had our beverages. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go be making my cacao today. So this can be my breakfast. I'm assuming this could be a breakfast. I can add a little bit of my protein shake with it. I'm assuming that's okay.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about the powders is that they're so flexible. People put them in their coffee. People bake with them. People put them in smoothies. People
Oh my
put
God,
them.
pancakes.
Yes, I make
Yeah.
pancakes with it. So they're super versatile. And yeah, or you can just have it in a cup with some hot water and some creamer or,
A little bit of honey.
yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I really enjoyed having the two of you on today. Really do appreciate it and learned a lot. I think that the business that everybody's moving towards healthy and giving people a healthy option to help them live a better life. Now, I'm someone that's 60 years old, and we always talk about is like, look, I think it's the new 30 in my mind. So so something like this, if I can have some immunity and just get up and live well, then I'm all for it. So thank you for what you do. Really do appreciate it because you're doing a service to many in the community. So thank you.
You're going to make us cry. Stop.
Thank you, Sam.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
I'll take it.
That's true.
Arizona?
I'm going for a $1.50 hot dog today and it's a foot long. That's not healthy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, Kogan keeps on. He's like, what's the Canadian plan? So, Robert, I heard you. I saw you in the corner of my eye. So we'll introduce you to Robert, but he brings brands into Canada. He actually does these cool boxes. By the way, Robert, I haven't got my box yet. By the way, maybe I haven't sent you my address either, to be fair. So, but we'll make some introductions to those folks.
It's funny. We were just talking about Canada and what that would look like. But of course, we're just not sure with the tariffs and.
You need to meet Rob. He'll go through all that with you. Or
I'm
he'll just
loving
take
that.
it over the border. Sorry.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. This really was such a pleasure. It was great meeting you and great talking to your audience. And, of course, if there's anything that you have questions about or anything you want from us or,
Adam, send your address.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And please remain, all of us remain on the line because we have to download the video. But thanks, everybody, for joining us on Saturday. Robert, I'll connect you. Just looking at some of the comments here so we don't miss. Carlos Benjamin said, getting that kind of feedback from audiences have been a high alert as golden. A sampling campaign targeting essential workers, flight personnel, learning institutions, military, and drivers would be a major brand driver.
I love that.
Yeah. So we'll introduce you to Carlos as well. Anything else I'm missing there, Adam, in terms of comments? Yeah. So that was a really good recommendation, actually. And then we'll have you join our podcast community as well. We'll talk about that momentarily. But thank you, everybody.
I love it. Thanks, guys.